actors in this weekend's The Wizard of Oz, Will Tocco and Stitch Nichols. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bart. It's good to be here.
Welcome back, Stitch. Welcome. Well, so The Wizard of Oz you guys are doing, is that the traditional Wizard of Oz?
No, this version of Wizard of Oz is not the Wizard of Oz you'd go see at your grandma's house with an old VHS tape. It's based on the books. It's much darker. The books tend to be, well, as they're fun, but they're a little darker than the 1950s Judy Garland Wizard of Oz.
So not a musical.
No, it's not. It's a straight play.
Oh my gosh. So yes, not a musical. I think earlier in the show I said spring musical, but no music. Dark. What role do you play?
I'm the Scarecrow. So I spend my time trying to figure out life without a brain and, gain some intelligence throughout the show. And yeah.
How about you, Stitch?
I play the Cowardly Lion.
Of course. I mean, it's with that. Yeah.
I'm kind of built for the role.
Well, your hair alone is perfect.
I think that's why I was casted.
Well, that's what directors look for, someone that's going to represent the role the best. And yeah, I can see that for both of you. And actually, Will, I saw you in a costume a couple weeks ago. You were dressed as the Viking.
I was.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, is that a secret? Are we supposed to?
No.
No.
No. That was more of a one-time thing, but it was for a robotics competition in Spring Arbor, and I got to go out there, support my team, kind of, lead the charge, dressed as our Jackson Viking.
Yes, and you violated the number one rule.
That I did. I spoke to Bart Hawley.
That's right.
In costume.
Yeah.
Ruined everything. No, it was
Mascots,
fine.
they don't talk.
You're a disgrace, Will.
Darn.
So being not a musical and being not what we're used to seeing, let's take a look at the pictures. Maybe that will give us a little bit of idea of what we're going to be seeing this weekend. This is our shots from rehearsal. It looks like the traditional.
Costumes are a little bit scarier than
the Scarecrow.
some might expect.
Yeah.
And these costumes are done by the wonderful Ellen Yokin. She does costumes for a lot of the different shows around here in Jackson, not just for us. She and her husband create all the costumes. I know that Tin Man costume took forever. They were still building it last night for our first dress.
Well, Ed's very handy with the screwdriver.
Yes, yes. And she put together all the other costumes as well.
Is there an oil can that goes along with?
There is, yes.
Okay.
And we're very thankful for them. They did it all volunteer work, and without them, this show would not be what it is.
Nearly as spooky.
Well, you can tell there a lot hangs on the presentation, the costumes, the set, a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
So the story, true to the book, does Dorothy end up back in Kansas?
She does.
She does at the very end of the show, just as you might expect.
Okay. And is that actually what starts her journey, a tornado that lands on
Yep.
Yeah.
A Kansas tornado takes her house, flings it up in the air, spins around, and our whole play revolves around what happens while she's in the air. Her mind kind of putting together,
It's all fiction. I mean, it's happening as a dream.
Yep.
But so much depends on music in the movie and what the traditional Broadway. It's hard to imagine. Is it hard to tell the story without the music?
No, I don't think it's harder. I think with any play, any book turned play or movie, there has to be some kind of narration. The narration done in the movie, the music, and the narration done with a historian, or they also play the wizard.
So there is someone telling the story. Do you feel like you just have the urge to skip down the yellow brick road? Is there a yellow brick road in your show?
No, there's no yellow brick road.
There is mention to it, though.
Being dark, now, is it appropriate for all ages?
Yes, the only real thing that makes it more dark is just the costumes. There are scary masks. There's flashing lights, but there's no violence. It's just a little darker than what you might expect.
And Will, I'd say yours is the scariest mask of all. You can't even see your face. Your face
Yeah.
is invisible in the show.
Yeah. So it's really interesting trying to act without a face. It's a lot of body movement, and it almost feels like a mascot.
You have dialogue?
I do, yes.
Okay. Is it harder to project a dialogue through a mask?
Certainly.
Yeah. Is it dialogue? Would you say the show's dialogue heavy?
The show
Stitch?
is very dialogue heavy. We did have to cut out parts of the show just because it's so dialogue heavy and it's hard to keep an audience's
wow.
attention for that long. So we didn't cut out very much. It's just like a few lines here and there.
Well, we know you've been in shows before because
Mhm.
you've been here to promote those. What about you, Will? Have you been in things besides
So-
the Viking costume?
I've been in the previous 2 shows. This is my first real year of theater, just because the last couple of years have been
No
strange.
theater. It's been the
Yeah.
pandemic. What year are you?
I'm a senior as well.
Senior? Oh, wow. This is it.
Yep.
And what about you, Stitch?
I'm also a senior.
Oh, my gosh. Then what? What are you guys doing next year?
Well, I'm going up to Northern to pursue music education.
Okay. And Will, you got a
I'm
plan?
going to study at Kalamazoo College, and I'm going to kind of figure out what I want to spend the rest of my life doing.
All right. Well, it's pretty expensive over there. You better figure out pretty fast.
It is, yeah.
All right. You got a major you got to pick?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, good luck. All right. So this show, besides Will and Stitch, has how many other people? Is it a big cast, or are we looking at the
It's-
traditional?
It's a cast of around 18 people. We have 3 crew members, the rest being actors on stage, 12 of which are seniors. No, not 12. I forget the number.
No, it's
12 seniors in this cast. So they're really going to have to do some building back next year.
Yeah.
So the department will be rebuilding for next year's
Mhm.
productions. You've got the 4 main characters: Scarecrow, Tin Man, Lion, and wait, that's 3.
Dorothy.
Dorothy. And is there a dog? Do you have a dog?
It's a stuffed animal.
Okay. And Munchkins. Are the Munchkins?
Yes.
Mhm.
And the wizard. You said he's the narrator. So how's the wizard?
In the show, the narrator is called the historian. Like that's just their character name. They introduce us at the very beginning of the show to the story of Dorothy, and they pop in and out every once in a while, just smoothing around the edges of the story and leading us into furthering the plot.
All right. And it's 3. You got 3 shows, right?
Yep.
All right. Let us and viewers know when, where, how much, all the particulars.
Well, we have 3 shows. We have a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday show. The Friday and Saturday show are at 7, while the Sunday show is our matinee at 3. Tickets are $5. It is strongly recommended that you wear a mask inside the auditorium and keep your whining children at home.
And at least one cast member will have a mask on as well. And that is Will,
That is true.
the Scarecrow mask. And the Tin Man, has he got a completely covered?
It's pieces.
Did the Yokums make the Tin Man actually out of metal?
No, very rigid cardboard though, so very limited
Okay.
amount of movement. Our director Diego told Ellen that we don't want our Tin Man to be able to move very much. So they have to go up and down a lot of stairs, so it's not very easy
Oh my God.
sometimes.
That'd make a lot of noise.
Mhm.
Metal. Well, have a great show.
Thank
Bart.
you.
Yeah, break a leg.
Thank you.
It's L. Frank Baum's The Wizard of Oz at Jackson High School in the auditorium. And because the last shows have been very popular and it's the last chance to see these class of 2022 on stage, it's going to be, you'll have full houses. We're all expecting.
Oh, I'm hoping
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, and I hope you do. So get there early and don't miss a minute of it. Thanks for coming in.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Bart.
Well, Toko and Stitch Nichols. Well, that's it. We're all out of time. Thanks to Stitch and Will for being with us